What's going on, basketball fans? My name is Josh and I am back with a brand new video. From LeBron James to Anthony Davis, several players are in the race for that elusive MVP award. So far this season, there has been one NBA superstar who stands above the rest. That guy is James Harden. James Harden will be the 2018 NBA MVP. Here's why. Now, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you hit that sub button to stay up to date with the NBA videos. I would also like to give a shout out to SeatGeek for sponsoring this video. SeatGeek is an app that makes buying tickets online really simple. And with the NBA season coming to an end, it's a good time to go to a game and use code JOSH for $20 off your first order. So for the past couple of years, Harden has been in the MVP discussion. In fact, last year, he was second in voting behind his former teammate Russell Westbrook. And as we all know, Russell Westbrook had a historic season last year, putting up a triple-double, and Harden was number 2 to that. But this year, there's something different about him. Harden has been an absolute monster this year. He currently leads the league in scoring with over 31 points a game, while also putting up 9 assists and 5 rebounds every single night. Not to mention, Harden has led the Rockets to the NBA's best record. Don't forget, CP3 missed a fair amount of games to begin the season, and the Rockets are still the 1 seed in the West and still the best team in the entire NBA. Simply put, James Harden is the best player on the best team record-wise in the NBA. As we all know, the NBA, when it comes to the MVP award, rewards winning. With the exception of last year, almost every single MVP in NBA history was a top 2 seed in their respective conferences. The only 2 exceptions to that rule was Russell Westbrook, who was a 6th seed, and Michael Jordan, who was a 3rd seed. So Harden, just by being a number 1 or number 2 seed in his conference, already gives him a great chance at becoming the next MVP. Earlier this season, Harden suffered a hamstring injury against the Lakers, and many thought that his MVP campaign was over. He was projected to miss anywhere from 2 weeks to 4 weeks worth of games, but that wasn't the case at all. Harden came back after just 7 games, and in his first game back, he did something that no player in NBA history had ever done. He put up an iconic 60-point triple-double. 60 points, 11 assists, and 10 rebounds. It was a statement that quite honestly boosted him up the MVP ladder higher than anyone else in the entire NBA. Now obviously, one game is not going to dictate whether or not you're going to win the award, but if anything, it's the cherry on top. So going beyond the obvious, so many stats back up Harden's MVP case. He currently leads the NBA in player efficiency rating and also win shares. In many cases, the player who leads the NBA in PER usually wins the MVP award. Russ led it last year, Steph led it the year before, and if you look at all of the years LeBron won MVP, he was the league leader in player efficiency. So with Harden leading the league in PER right now, once again, he has a great chance at winning the award. So I've proved it to you guys, statistically Harden has the best chance to win MVP, but let's take a look at some of his competition. First off, we have the reigning NBA MVP, Russell Westbrook. Russ has been having a great season as usual, but his numbers have definitely dropped off since the Thunder have acquired both Paul George and Carmelo Anthony. Russ is still just as talented, but his numbers just aren't there. Now next up, we have Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi has finished top 3 in MVP voting the last 2 seasons, but this year, it's a completely different story. He's only played 9 games all year, and he struggled with injuries. So Kawhi, you can mark him off the list since he's not even eligible to win the award. Next up, we have both Stephen Curry and Kevin Durant. I decided to bunch both of them into one, just based on the fact that they play on the same team, and they're both going to end up taking votes away from each other since they're both kind of similar in value. They're both MVP caliber players, superstar talents, but they're on the same team. And when the Warriors are winning, it's not solely because of Stephen Curry, and it's not solely because of Kevin Durant, and that's a good thing, but because of that, it's going to take away a lot of their chances of winning the MVP award. But don't get me wrong, both of these guys could finish 2nd and 3rd for the award, but I still think Harden's gonna win it. Lastly, you have LeBron James. LeBron is always in the MVP discussion, but this season, the Cavs have been struggling, and unless you're averaging a triple-double, it's really hard to win the MVP award if you're not a top 2 seed in your conference. Like I mentioned earlier, it's only happened twice. MJ back in the 80s and Russell Westbrook last year. And both of those guys were having ridiculous seasons. And I mean, some people want to make a case for Anthony Davis or Damian Lillard, but let's be honest here, the Pelicans and the Blazers just won't have enough wins. And Harden's resume for this this season is just much better than Davis and Lillard. But don't get me wrong, both of those guys are very talented players, and in fact, I think Anthony Davis has the potential to win many MVP awards in the future, but his time isn't right now. It's Harden's time. So there you have it. Barring any injuries, James Harden will be the 2018 NBA MVP. Now I know I haven't uploaded in a couple of weeks, but that's all on me. I've just been busy with school lately and I've had a bunch of midterms and exams, so I apologize for that. But for the next couple of weeks, we should have consistent content. With March Madness starting up here in a couple of days, you guys can expect some content about that, as well as your typical NBA content, so make sure you guys stay tuned. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button, also hit that subscribe button. But till next time, peace.